And welcome. David Levin here, Raising Your Game Today. This is Tuesday, so we're talking about the mental game of sports and competition. Fridays are for the rest of our lives. This week, I want to talk about cheating in sports, about players who cheat. I played in my first pickleball tournament this past week, had a ton of fun, but it was a lot less fun than it should have been because a couple of teams were cheating. There's a term I hadn't heard before, probably because this is my first tournament, called sandbagging, which means a team that normally plays at a high level enters at a lower level so they have a better chance of winning. In pickleball, if you don't know, the skill levels run from 1 to 5. 1 has never played before. 3 is pretty good, but still mostly casual. 4 is quite a bit better. You can definitely tell that difference. And 5 is pretty close to professional, just light years better than a 3. At least that's my sense of it. And by the way, players self-report what level they're on. So my brother-in-law and I entered this tournament at a 3.0 level. And I think 3.0 is pretty accurate for us. Maybe 3.5 on a good day, but no more than that. There were 6 teams in our bracket. Most of our games were pretty competitive and fun, but one team in particular was just clearly at a higher level. I mean, at least a 4, maybe even 4.5. So in our other games, the scores were 13 to 11, 11 to 9, 11-6. Nice and competitive, just what you'd expect and want. Against this team, it was 11 to nothing. We got totally skunked. They never even broke a sweat. It was just ridiculous. Again, they were just clearly at a higher level. So first, it just wasn't fun, right? I mean, you never want to lose. It's not that. You can lose and still have fun if it's a good game, right? But a game like this isn't even really a game. You're barely having the experience of playing the sport. It's basically just a waste of time. On top of that, it takes a lot of the fun out of the whole event because you resent them for that. You don't feel the results were accurate or fair. It just puts this negative feeling over the whole thing. So then you start to think about the cheaters themselves and the whole idea of cheating. I talked to the organizers about them. They said, yeah, we heard that from a lot of teams, so it wasn't just us. Everyone agreed they were sandbagging. Another point, there's a particular pickleball paddle that's been banned from competition. I don't know why exactly, but it's been deemed to be unfair for some reason. And this same team was apparently using that paddle for the first couple of games until someone noticed. So they were just cheating all around. So you have to wonder how that is even possible. What kind of person would do that? Enter a small-time tournament. This is a charity fundraiser, by the way. No prize money. Stakes are very low. It's really just for fun. So you enter an event like that and cheat in multiple ways just to be able to say you won? I just can't get my head around it. When I play, a big part of the fun is the pride that comes from doing well, right? The effort and the competition is the whole point. When that team beat us 11 to nothing, there was no effort on their part. Where's the pride in that? You might get the trophy, but you didn't earn it. I just don't get it. Maybe as a kid, you haven't sorted out those feelings yet. You think the trophy is everything, and then you realize it's actually embarrassing to have it because, you didn't earn it. But these guys were adults. I'd say one was in his 40s, the other maybe 30s or late 20s, fully grown adults who have obviously been playing long enough to develop that level of skill. Again, I just can't figure it out. And by the way, there's not a lot the organizers can do about it if you're thinking that. It's an honor system, right? Players say what level they're on. Personally, I guess I think they could have a policy where if a team is sandbagging, they get disqualified. You'd like to see that, but that could be hard to police and be sure about. Not an easy thing to do. Anyway, I hadn't really thought about this problem until I experienced it for myself. But cheaters truly do ruin the experience for everyone. They dishonor the whole idea. If it were up to me and there was a way to do it, I would ban them from any future events. If you don't honor the rules of the sport, you are not allowed to be a part of that sport because the sport is the rules. If someone breaks the rules, they ruin it for everyone. It should simply not be allowed, in my opinion. Now, at a higher level, it can be harder to judge what's cheating. what is an actual attempt to break the rules versus what's just pushing the envelope of competition. So you need good mechanisms to be clear about what's what. But if someone is ultimately found to be cheating, they should be out. If you love your sport, you have to protect it. So anyway, that's my take on cheaters, inspired by my first real encounter. At one level, honestly, I feel bad for them. I really do. There's no way they're happy, emotionally healthy people, right? I mean, just think about it again. What kind of person would do that? Something's broken in there. They must be painfully insecure and isolated. Maybe they're sociopaths and it's not painful, but it's still not good for them either. That's for sure. But the bigger take for me is to protect the sport and the experience for everyone else. Cheaters ruin things for everyone, period. If someone's cheating, they should be out. To learn about how our mental game training helps you deal with negativity like that and keep it from hurting your game, because that definitely happens, right? Right then, in the moment, it can pull you down. Yeah, I mentioned the cloud over the whole thing, but right in the moment, it can knock you off your game, hurt you in another way, and make it even less fun. Anyway, there's a link here in the notes for that, as usual, raiseyourinnergame.com. Other than that, that's it for this week. I hope you don't have to deal with cheaters, but if you do, I hope your community can come together and stand up for the good of the sport and keep the fun in it for everyone. All right, thank you. Keep up the good work. I'll see you next time.